Deif, and I'm a professor of supply chain management at Cal Poly, member of the Central Coast Lean, and in our Lean meetings, general and operation management, if you like to deliver a very concise message, you say what, so what, now what. So the what basically is what's happening now, right? And all these tariffs that are disrupting the supply chain. And I had my time before Cal Poly working at Chrysler up in Detroit, and it's not new to see these kind of disruptions. Remember the brand new painting facility up in Detroit, $50 million for some of the lines there to be renewed, and then suddenly tsunami hits Japan, and we are out of specific chemical. We couldn't offer one of the colors of our cars, and we had to stop basically delivering these specific colors. So industry is kind of used to this kind of disruption and what we call the bubble effect, how a small change here and there can get amplified from upstream to downstream or vice versa. But what's happening now is a little bit unprecedented in terms of a very severe disruption. So as I speak now, May 2025, after all these yes and no freeze of tariffs, we are practically speaking about, on average, the tariff rate increase about 22.5% across the board, mainly consumer goods, and this is the highest since 1909. Yes, exactly, 115 years, a one-time push like that. So definitely there will be a huge disruption. And so this is kind of the what. So what? What's the impact of that? Multiple things, right? So starting from, for example, the shipment prices increase. It's increasing. Containers from China to the US are increasing in their price by 8% every week. So this is, people are rushing because they don't know what's going on, so they like to quickly stack their inventory. And this is just one thing. But the big question is, with these rises, who will actually get the hit? And the kind of dilemma of pass or absorb. So will we pass this to our consumers, or should we as business owners absorb that, right? And this is a big discussion, and unfortunately even the tariff equation that the White House used to see how much to actually impose on who, the parameters used for that are a little bit not accurate, at least from academician perspective. I can speak of that. And we see different reactions. So, for example, again, consumer goods, I'm trying to focus on what can be really touching all of us here. As we speak, May 2025 raised around 2.3%, in addition to what it had already raised after the inflation and post-COVID, and we all know the deal. So it's hitting home, definitely. But from a business perspective, we see different reactions happening, right? So Walmart, for example, is speaking about passing some of these prices to their consumers, while, for example, Home Depot saying, no, we can actually absorb some of that. And the question, which is basically now what, so I can actually stick to the time, is if you are a business owner, so what should you do? All these disruptions in supply chain, and there are more to come. Let me tell you, you need to at least start thinking about the following. So your inventory policies, for example, and management strategies need definitely to be revisited, right? And because there are raw materials that are increasing in their prices, you need to actually look into diversification of your suppliers of these inventory and these raw material or whatever you're using for your business, because we expect more and more disconnection, decoupling in the supply chain, nearshoring versus offshoring strategies. Also, you need to start to look into your budget and your operation, basically budget, and expect some kind of increase in that also. And this will necessitate a discussion among yourselves and your consumers and customers about whether you're going to pass or absorb that, because it's really not that clear how much basically increase every industry. So speaking about, for example, the apparel industry, studies are showing around 14% expected increase. Food and beverage, I saw some of the hands were raised, are expecting about 2.8 to 3% increase, and this is in the very soon future. We're speaking about the raw material prices increasing in that manner. So definitely the business model need to be revisited, and how we react to that requires some kind of resilience and what we call supply chain management, this agility of trying to maneuver this tough weather. It's not the first time, it will not be the last time, right? We just came out of the COVID and we are getting out these tariffs. Supply chain is characterized by that kind of changing, but how to weather that requires visiting your inventory management policies, diversify your suppliers, visit again or check on your business model and how you can adjust this in consultation with your consumers and your customers. Because the pass-through absorb is still a debate ongoing in the country and nobody is figuring it yet. And that definitely depends from business to business. Last but not least, a setup like this will your chamber and your politicians, advocacy, all these efforts are extremely important on at least trying to put things in perspective. Thank you so much for the opportunity.